Practice problem number 1 gives us a table. They say the table shows a relationship. Here we see an input, which remember is x, and an output, and we show 5 different rows, 5 data points that show when the input is different values, what output does this relationship have. For the question, it's multiple choice. We said which statement about the relationship is true, and all 4 of our answer choices focus on whether or not this relationship meets the definition of a function. So I really first need to look at this table and figure out, does it meet the definition of a function? We know that a function means each input, each x value can produce exactly just one output. If any of the inputs produce more than one output, we know it's not going to meet that definition of a function. So as I look through this table, I see when x, and we'll focus to the input really, remember, is our x value. The output is our y value. We're saying when x is some value, what output do we get? The biggest thing I notice here about this table, the input of -1 actually shows up in the table twice. When x is equal to -1, when -1 is our input, I have no idea if the output, the y value, is going to be +2 or +1. Both of these are possibilities based on what I see in this table. Because the x value appears twice as an input with a different output each time, I recognize that this is not a relationship that meets the definition of a function. Because -1 as an input appears twice, I know -1 as an input has 2 possible output values, so it fails the definition of a function up there. So that tells me right away answer choice A and answer choice B are distractors because they're both claiming this is a function, and I know right away this tells me it is not a function. So now it comes down to the reasoning. Answer choice C, the reasoning says because one input has more than one output, and that does seem like a true statement. That's the very reason it's not a function. I see the input -1 has 2 outputs. It has more than one output. Answer choice D is a distractor. It says because one output has more than one input, they got the definition backwards. That's a false statement. So our correct answer is C. We recognize it's not a function because -1 appears twice as an input. That really means -1 as an input has more than one output. So there's the correct reasoning to support your correct answer.